Andrew Mitchell.
Thank you very much, Mr Turner. It's a pleasure to contribute to the debate. I congratulate those three members who've spoken so far, and in particular the Honourable Member for Kensington and Bayswater. He represents a royal borough, I represent a royal town, but this is an issue where there is, I think, huge cross-party agreement. And it's already been set out why this agreement exists. We know that this dirty money comes from the drug trade, from the sex trade, from modern slavery. And alas, we know that something like 40% of it, Mr Turner, credible sources indicate, come through London and the overseas territories and the Crown dependencies as well. And Parliament has already decided what should happen. On the 1st of May 2018, Parliament passed new Clause 6 for the Sanctions and Money Laundering Bill. The House resolved that all overseas territories must implement open registers of beneficial ownership by the end of 2020. As the Honourable Lady said, it was meant to be 2019, but because of the hurricanes, Lady Hodge and I agreed following the amendment that it wouldn't be necessary to do it until the end of 2020. Subsequently, the Foreign Office arbitrarily extended this figure by 3 years to 2023, and on the 4th of March 2019, in a selection of points of order to Mr Speaker, two former heads of the Public Accounts Committee, my noble friend Lady Hodge and my right honourable friend from Horton Price, and two former DFID secretaries, namely the right honourable gentleman from Leeds Central and myself, made it clear that this had been done with a sleight of hand and that these open registers must be implemented as soon as possible. And now, outrageously, we find that the will of Parliament has been flouted, and the letter from the BVI, which was received, I think, last week, amounts, in my view, Mr Turner, to a contempt of Parliament. The remedy for this lies with an order in Council. The order in Council has already been published. It was published on the 14th of December 2020, and it insists that the overseas territories must comply with the requirements under Section 51 of the Sanctions Money Laundering Act 2018, to which I referred. So, Mr Turner, the position is very clear, and unless at this summit the overseas territories, and we are here particularly talking about Cayman and the BVI, unless they say that they will follow the will of Parliament, clearly set out in that clause, in that Act, then the government must impose an order in Council in the way that has previously been agreed. And let us be very clear, the government set out in 2012 what is the constitutional position on using an order in Council. None of us want to do it, but that is what Parliament is now pushed to do. And the government said this, as a matter, I quote, as a matter of constitutional law, the UK Parliament has unlimited power to legislate for the territories. The overseas territories themselves recognise that they gain hugely from their relationship with the United Kingdom. And I say this, Mr Turner, I say that if they want to travel under our flag, if they want to have the privilege under our monarch, then they must accept our values as well. This has gone on for far too long. I read that they were suggesting that the Foreign Secretary was acting, were he to impose these orders, in a colonialist way. I can't think of any other member of Parliament less likely for that to be true than the current Foreign Secretary. So it has taken too long. The brilliant officials in the Foreign Office, to whose in my admiration I am second to no one, they have been too willing to keep the peace between the overseas territories and London. They must now make sure that these open registers of beneficial ownership are implemented forthwith, immediately, in accordance with the will of Parliament, and I very much hope that will be the result of the seminar to which the Honourable Gentleman referred in his opening remarks.